Thanks again for staying with us on the Ultimate News and Current Affairs program on television, TMI Monday. And we go straight to our major talking point on the show this beautiful Monday morning. 2023, and of course the intra-party squabbles is beginning to gain momentum and ascendancy in the build-up to the 2023 election. We'll begin our conversations with the situation with the national leadership of the ruling party, the All Progressives Congress. But first, let me bring on board my panelist. Harrison Izeko is a former member of the Oredo legislative arm, is also a civil society activist. Harrison, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Good morning, viewers.
Let me also welcome Engineer Fidelis Esegbe, who is also a politician and a public affairs commentator. Fidelis, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, I'd like to scratch the surface of our conversation by looking at some of the trending comments that has come forth in recent times. One was by a former Minister of Works. He was also former Nigerian ambassador to Saudi Arabia, who came out to say that he stood President Muhammadu Buhari to jail him because he and several other politicians, they ran the country aground, and that they are responsible for why the country is the way it is and where the country is right now. Gentlemen, let's get your perspectives on this comment, on this outburst by this former minister. Harrison.
Well, thank you very much. I think these people have started again. This is why I want to drag the Nigerian attention from the main issues again. If you know you have stolen money, let us know where you stole the money from, and let the security agencies to do their work. I would have expected him to tell us that he have 30 billion somewhere that is stolen, that is returning back to Nigerians. You are coming to tell us a story. He will come to equity, must come with clearance. So if you know you have stolen money, and if you also know politician who stole money, it should make it public and let us know that this is where this money was stolen from, and this is where the money is. If you have spent the money, this is the property I spent the money on, and let the EFCC do their work. You don't need to be calling the president or this. It's another way of diverting the attention. They want to bring another story on board now to remove Nigeria from the direction where we are going to. This country has suffered too much. We want to begin to governance from somebody that we know that can lead this country. Somebody we know that it is free from corruption, if not totally, but at least they have the will, they have the pain of the people that will lead Nigeria in 2023. This is not the time we will begin to hear this kind of story. For me, it's an attention to shift from the main arrangement. They know what they are doing. Somebody somewhere, so let us shift attention so that tomorrow the same man can come up, this is the only man that I feel can do the job. It's a game, in as far as I'm concerned. Okay. If you have stolen money, the FCC should arrest him by now.
All right. Fidelis, you share in these sentiments based on the comments made by Ambassador Ibrahim Musa Kazari.
It's unfortunate, and we're praying that one day we should grow in Nigeria, you know. If the man wants somebody to arrest him, why we just throw to Kirikiri prisons and say, let me just get into this place. It's unfortunate. Why will you be calling on the presidency to arrest him? If you have confessed that you stole money, and now that's okay, maybe probably in the Bible it's called restitution, and you want to just bring out the money and put it on the table and say, now wait till I think with this one. What can we do with it in Nigeria? Or you just throw to the prisons. There are a lot of prisons, even in Benin, White House, Oko, and all that. And where he is, there are prisons. And like he said, it's just a game, you know. It's a game. And the time has come, you know, 2023 is here. And everybody is playing the games. And some are positive, some are negative. But the part of the world that we have found ourselves is such that people no longer believe that anybody is positive. Whatever you do now is related to politics. As far as I'm concerned, he has not said anything. And since he has not said anything, until such a time he goes to one of the prisons, maximum prison, and pull off his clothes, and they give him a number, and he gets into the prison, and then we can start discussing him. For me, I will not take him serious, sir.
Okay, so let's get into a major talking point. The national leadership of the APC is a huge question arising from there to the point now that there is no certainty whether the party's convention will hold or not. I mean, going by some of the latest developments. So let me begin with you, Harrison. How did we get here? That's the question.
We are talking about the APC now. Well, you see, the servers the hierarchy of power. There must be a class struggle. According to Aristotle, say man is a political animal, zoo political. You see, Nigerians as a person, individual, people get into political office. Not until we separate, we don't allow power to use us. We will get into office. We don't see ourselves as a demigod. We will not go anywhere. What you are seeing is some person trying to tell you that we are in charge. We cut the chain. We are the one close to the president. We are the one that is doing it. And that is why you are seeing all these crashes. And one thing that shocked me is that INEC rejecting their NEC meeting. I don't know if INEC have such a right to do that. There are issues within the party. The governments are already divided. What I believe was they agreed in a meeting. He had been in charge, although it had been delayed for too long because he had attempted to go for the convention. I think this is the third time, if I'm not mistaken. He could not. But this time around, the man handed over power to the person that is next to him, and he went to medical vacation. And that day, I watched China's when the president was traveling, saying that there is no problem, that very soon they will know the next action. So that is why I believe 100% with what Erufai said, that the president is aware, the president gave that order. Because when he was trying, he left that evening in less than 7 hours. We started hearing stories, and the following morning the film happened. Not that they have agreed that they want to remove the Bible without his will, and they decide to say, okay, they want to have their convention, but INEC is telling them that somebody have already given notice for so day. That this one that you are doing, we cannot agree. We cannot work with you. So that is where I am saying that the INEC actually have the power. If they have the power, there is a big problem for the party. Because the election is very close. INEC have also come out with their timetable for the election. And they need to do this thing very fast so that this issue of in-house party fight will be put aside. Because the 2023 we are heading towards is not going to be an issue of party. Nigeria has suffered a lot. APC, PDP will go to the same market. You cannot buy fuel. People cannot feed. People cannot eat. So it's no issue of party. It's the issue of the person that has the political will, the person that believes in the people, the person that can drive the people, that can remove Nigeria from this situation we find ourselves. So this party in us fighting, the better the result, the better for them. Then obviously is that you see between the same APC and PDP, that is the problem. Every other political party here does not have the structure to even bring out a candidate right now to win the election. Let's not deceive ourselves. It is either APC or PDP. And so therefore, within this party, those who have the responsibility to vote as delegates, they should leave this issue of money. They should leave this issue of story. They should leave personal ambition. Look at even if it's the commonest person among them that became the trader, we know that this person can drive the process of this country. I still believe in Nigeria. Nigeria is going to be a better place for all of us. But this is the time for us to take the right decision, to choose right, irrespective of the political party. I don't care, but I know that for me, I have assessed those who are coming aboard. I am already seeing some person that this person, from his background and his character, it can lead this country. So Nigerians should look for an alternative among these persons who feel that this country belongs to them. So politicians just believe that they are in charge. Without them, nothing will work in this country. And that is my query. That is my fear. We cannot continue like this. And if we are not there at their way again, we are going to remain in the same spot. Because when we get there finally, he was able to patronize his colleagues who supported him to get into power. Yeah. And that is where the Nigeria problem is coming from. Some group are in charge of the power sector. Some group are in charge of the oil and gas sector. They just share it for themselves. Don't come to my area, I will not come to your area. How can we continue like this? So it's crazy.
Fidelis, let's get your thoughts on the state of affairs with the national leadership of the APC. I mean, out of the blues, we heard Governor Bello of Niger State has become the caretaker chairman of the party, and May Malamboni stepped aside. But I came up to say, look, we cannot recognize a Niger State governor. So who is now in charge? Convention is supposed to be a few weeks away, a few days away, as the case may be. But nobody seems to know where that will head to, because there's even a court order restraining that from taking place. Yeah.
Duke.
Yeah.
Sir, may God help us in Nigeria. I've had some position where I had deputy, and I've also deputized for people. When you are living in an office and somebody is deputizing, it is only natural for the institution to recognize that person. Bello, as it is today, until Buni comes back today. INEC and the court has it that the internal issues of the political party rest upon the party. INEC do not reserve the right to reject any communication from a political party because it's an internal matter.
Internal issue.
You know, and because we have reduced ourselves such that some institutions are now political party allies or otherwise, they can now interfere. The crisis in the APC, with all manner of respect, started over 3 years ago, and it's still lingering. And I'm afraid, because the reason I'm afraid is because I'm a core party man in APC. I'm afraid that this may just kill APC. May, I didn't say will, may just kill APC. Because everybody, for those who are not interested at the national level, are interested at their state level. And that is the power game that is playing. And that's the power game that is playing. Buni is a governor of a state. Perpetually he lives in Abuja. All the people who are selected to be in that caretaker committee, all of them have appointments. Some are senators and otherwise. None. All of them has appointments. Who are supposed to be serving the constituents or otherwise, or representing. But do you know what they do? They live in Abuja. They knock the gate of Aso Rock every day. They want to see Gambari. They want to see the vice president. They want to see the president every day, just to run the party. And what is happening in their various states and the people that they represent is draining every day. With all due respect, I am not proud to say it. The government of APC, that I belong as a member of APC, they have failed Nigeria. It is not to say vote them out. It is about individual. This whole issue, however, the question you asked, is that for every big political party that has been in government, of course you know that PDP plans to stay in government for 60 years. And it was just opposed and cut short after a period of time. And now APC is in government. If APC need to continue, they need to sit down properly and show some certain level of interest. You must you can't domesticate. If I wanted to be a state house of assembly member, can I also now be local government chairman? All these things are things we can discuss on the table. But unfortunately, there's a word I do not want to use. When the head is bad, and I do not want to call him, when the head is bad, it trickles down. The issue is that at the level of APC today, I can make go to tell you that the head is bad, and what happens down, we may not know.
Is this a continuation of illegality in terms of the leadership of...
Oh, yes, sir.
How do you justify that?
Okay, yes, sir. Illegality has a definition too, and it's relative. A situation where you know clearly that... I do not want to go back to what happened in the gubernatorial election in Edo State, where if I am tempted to call names, I can tell you governors of APC that supported governors of PDPs, just to defeat a certain person because of personality, and which of course negates the rules and constitution of a political party. What we have in Nigeria now, like you said, is pure illegality. Inflation is 17.28% as of yesterday in Nigeria. Nobody is talking about it. And we are talking of who becomes the president of Nigeria. Do you know that let me diverse a little. Do you know that the speaker of the Congress in America has been there and is asking for the 19th, 1910th, Pelosi. You know why? Americans have jobs.
Nobody cares.
So they don't care. Let her be there. Why don't have a job? And somebody, Professor Howell, who's representing me, should be there for 2 terms, 4 terms, and my son cannot go to a good school, and I should keep quiet. That's the problem, you know. When the society is stable, I don't care where Sonny Duke Okosun works. I don't care where Harrison works. Whereas I'm able to take care of my family, I'm okay. I am telling you that somebody is going for the 19th term in the Congress in America, and nobody is talking. And the woman is very old.
Right.
And I'm shouting that Ali Migena wants to go for a 3rd term. Just 3rd term, 4, 4. And I'm talking about 19 term, 4 times 18, and another one.
Again.
What I'm saying is that we are hungry. But if you give us power. I woke up from a hotel this morning. Yesterday night, I had an opportunity to talk to the manager. You know what he told me? He told me that the money he spends on dessert takes like 10 rooms in his hotel. And I'm shocked. But if those money, they don't leave the hotel. What I'm saying is that Nigerians are one of the most wonderful people in the world. Give us a good environment. We will leave you to be in government for eternity.
Okay. Harrison, would you say that the governors have a hand in what is playing out in the APC at the moment?
Yeah,
state governors.
It's very, very clear. You know, the mistake the APC leaders made is to go and make a governor, a caretaker committee chairman. A governor already have power. Lord Basham said, power corrupt. Absolute power corrupt, absolutely. Governments in Nigeria, they are demigods. They have all the power the presidency has. And when you don't wait and have the party to it, and you expect to just say you will see remove the man, put another government overnight, they have shared themselves now. Some are here, and that is going to be a very big danger for them. Everyone was saying to claim that just about 4 or 5 government that is in the other side. 4 or 5 government. How many government left Ego Square? That caused the problem of PDP today. That left the article when Amisha and the rest of them. There were just 6 or 5 of them. That a mass movement, that process was the beginning of the change that we talked about then. That led to the adoption of the current president, President Muhammadu Buhari. So this is the problem they have. Well, I'm happy that it's going to be pushed back to the other party PDP. The question this morning for me as a person, as Harrison, I am not here to talk about party. I am not here to preach for one person or the other. I am here to talk for the common Nigeria. How do we come out from these nails? Who do we kill behind? From these 2 political parties that we don't have a choice right now, apart from either this or this, who will represent us? That should be our thinking. Nigeria said, how can you buy diesel for 620 naira per
720 naira
per liter?
I borrowed the friends.
As we speak now, well, oil is booming. Prices have gone up. As I said today, it's 107 naira per barrel. Nigeria is supposed to be making money. Is it reflecting in this country? The answer is no. It's not reflecting. Because why? Some group of persons are in charge of that sector. They tell you what Nigeria consumes on a daily basis. They are the one that's going to send it down. They're not going to give you the figure. Whatever they give to you, that is the figure. And some persons have become even richer than the states. And they work in some of these MPC and all that. So Nigerians should come back home. The government should also remember that nobody will live on this earth forever. Power is transient. It cannot be forever. Some time ago, this man used to talk. So loud, our former governor of Ekiti State, what's the name? Today, where is he? Nobody talks about him again. That is the problem with the party. Once you leave that governorship seat, nobody will even remember you again that you have ever existed. That is why when they are there, they don't need to think and do the right thing. Allow this country to run. This APC crisis is going to create problems. It's going to create problems for the entire country because the presidency now is diverted. The man have traveled. I saw a video. The wife was doing birthday in Dubai. He was on his way to UK, and Nigerians we are running here and we cannot eat. Nobody's talking to us. Nothing is happening. This is the country we are finding ourselves. The alternative party right now should not look at the lapses of this government. I was one of those who advocated for Buhari, and I'm asking the people in Nigeria to forgive me.
So you have joined them?
I was one of those who said that this man will be able to change the face of this country. I can't come here and deceive myself. I was on public television from his past. But it's very clear now that when we are in government, those who dictate the face of the government are outside. Those who are in charge of the government are outside. So what you see is just go and do it this way. So I'm sorry, and I want to let Nigeria know that we cannot walk within this circle any longer. Let us sit down now and look at these two parties and look at those who at the end of the day will declare intention. But the problem is that the same persons have also arranged the party in a way that the people that want to also bring out this candidate, they have also arranged them. Oh, yes. So Nigeria is in their plan. Oh, yes. You are seeing fight everywhere now. Yeah. It is arrangement of party structure so that my ambition can override the other person's soul. So the governors, the people, we are not ready to actually allow this country to run the way it's supposed to be. The 2023 will be a benchmark for everybody to decide.
Let me get your take on this feeling that state governors are actually the ones in charge. They are the ones running things when it comes to politics. Particularly,
omnibus.
The omnibus.
Yeah, the omnibus. You see, the 1999 constitution that was midwifed by the military gave an omnibus powers to the state governor, such that they are almost equal or near equal to the president. You know, and so when they talk sometimes, and somebody says, in the build-up of the 2019 election, when we worked against, as an APC member, Gordon Obaseki, His Excellency, I keep telling my friends, in my house and everywhere, you will not go feel reduce governor power. The 1999 constitution as amended or as altered gave the governors power so much. The issue in the APC today is the governors in APC. 19 governors, as I yesterday, are backing up Buni. 19 governors, 19. How many governors APC gets? 19 governors are backing him up.
Because he's one of their own.
Oh, yes.
He's one of them. Exactly what
in the governors forum.
They talk together.
They talk. They wind. They unwind. They do all sort of things together. 19 governors in APC. It's not 19 governors in Nigeria. 19 governors in APC are backing Boni. Sir, going forward, I graduated in 2005, served in 2006, finished service August 14, 2007. I was one of the people who believed in Nigeria, but I'm afraid now if I can say so.
Do you have any other country?
Of course not.
You don't have any other country?
I said I was proud.
Yes, yes.
Of course, I am afraid now. Sir, let me tell you, we need to sit down. Allow me to digress a little. Are you aware that growing up with my father, value was the issue? It was not money. But let me tell you now, our boys in the university and polytechnics are pressing computer while the girls are doing prostitution. Why you that you are doing nothing, you are nobody. Nigeria has deteriorated such that, in fact, I borrowed my friend's car, Bamidele, who is an army, to drive here because I don't have a fuel in my car. I don't have fuel in my car. Not because I don't even have the small naira. I didn't get it to buy because if I queue up, I will miss this program. Nigeria democracy as it is today, APC, PDP, it is not about individuals, sir. It is about the system that is not working. the system is bad.
Who made it bad?
When the system, I'll go there. When the system is bad, what it translates to is that, including you, who you are, that are a pastor, you become automatically bad. I give you an analogy. A friend was arguing with me about Russia and Ukraine fight. I will not digress too much. And the person was saying, I stand with Ukraine. I laughed. I said, okay, let me tell you. When you want to go and sleep, put a very big knife, which of course is on the internet. Dagger. Put it very close to your bed, and your wife will sleep very comfortably and wake up tomorrow. But it's not possible now. And that is what is happening. Everything that is happening in Nigeria now is political, sir. APC and PDP. You hear Wike speaking, the governor speaking, deputy governor speaking, and everything. Sir, if I also have the opportunity, I will also speak.
You are speaking now.
Oh yes. But the issue is this. Can we now understand that if you have 10 filling stations, you have a very big mansions of 10 bedrooms, you have 15 cars, you can sleep in one room.
Absolutely, at a time.
At a time.
That is all.
Yeah.
Until we get to that time. But let me tell you what is killing us in Nigeria, sir. Including me, I am beginning to think otherwise. When you go to some party, I went to a club. I don't want to call the name of the club now. And I sat down, somebody walked up to me and said, General, okay, club free ladies, how are you? I went to buy a drink for me, 542,000, they call it drink Azu. And I said I was not going to drink it. And I gave the drink to the owner of the club. So anytime you sell and give me the money. What I'm saying is that one bottle of drink, over 500,000. And when I left that club, Duke, sir, what am I supposed to be thinking about?
How you make the money.
Oh, God.
And live that kind of life.
Now, this is the Nigeria we have found ourselves. Everybody is a president in Nigeria. The guy who is doing Yahoo, with due respect, is a president. When EFCC, they were arresting people, I called somebody, her name is Sonia. She told me, with due respect, I'm on national TV. She told me that our client, they don't drive the entire household. What I'm saying is, people are not proud in illegality. The same way politicians are proud in illegality. The same way somebody said, Buhari, come arrest me. Everybody is not proud in illegality. We will pray for Nigeria.
Okay. If you just join us, it's still TMI Monday and X-raying key issues as it relates to intra-party squabbles and the road to 2023. Fidelis is an engineer and politician, and Harrison is a former member of the Legislative Assembly. Okay, let's look at the flip side. There is also a raging war. Well, let me be modest. There's a crisis rocking the Edo State chapter of the People's Democratic Party. I mean, we've heard of harmonization, and just before the dust generated by harmonization settles, and then there's already an opera, and that issue keeps going on, and that has led to comments by the governor, his deputy, and then response by Governor Wike from Rivers State that keeps blowing up the issue. Why is this issue difficult to be nipped in the bud? We saw the national leadership of the party, PDP, coming to Edo State last week. Some key members of the party, those they called members of the old PDP, were not in the state to be part of that reception. Harrison.
Well, thank you very much. Let me pick it from that last point that the old members of the PDP was not in the state. That is not correct. Senator Matthew Ovidio was at the stadium.
Okay, yes.
He's a member of PDP. Senator Clifford Odia was there. The two House of Rep member from Eastern Central was there. Itula was there. Just the name of most of others to make him. We were all there. You see, we cannot shy away from the fact that there is crisis within the party. And for me, I feel so bad this morning that we are coming again to begin to look at the issue of crisis. I am not a conventional politician, and I will keep saying that until we learn to allow some certain things go, we will not move forward. We know what happened. We came into the party, and the party had not been in government for 12 years, and we came into the party. There was issues, and somebody went to court. From there, we moved to River State, where they assumed that is the person who, I don't want to use the word godfather, I don't want to, but at least the leader, they believe, at least there's a government in Delta State, they didn't go there. They went to River State because that was where the court order was obtained. And they went that place and the issue was settled. The question I keep asking my brothers who are in the other side now, who are raising the issue now, what was the terms of settlement in River State? That we came back here, the person who was fighting raised up the hand of the governor, and the election was conducted, election was won. The issue is that before we came into the party, because I came with the governor, there was already a faction within the party. That is the basic truth. Because in my own work, for example, Wards 2 already Wards 2, when we came, there was no chairman, there was no meeting. It was myself and the leadership for South and that tried to bring them together, appeal to them. The person who said he was the world chairman, his mate now, Festus Irafuna, may so rest in perfect peace. We have to bend down and say, can you be the campaign committee chairman? Let the other person who they said is the vice now be the chairman, the acting chairman, for us to conduct the elections. In Ward 3 and some other wards, it was there. Professor Faith, who is now I think he had appointment now. They were also on one side. We did them together and the election was conducted. Then after the election, the governor called a meeting. I'm aware, I've attended to the meeting. The governor called a meeting, the first meeting they came together. But after some time, the governor called a meeting again. Let us come together. Let us try to absorb some of these persons that come with me so that at least they have sense of belonging. The governor never said that he was going to take over the party like what they are saying. The governor never said that they should go and resign their appointment. Not at all. He cannot say such a thing. It's not, he have conscience. He never says so. But we just say, let's come together. Let's bring in some persons. But because some persons already have an ambition, they already have an arrangement, and these persons perceived to be in charge of the executive, executive of the party.
But it's part of the structure.
The executive is about 2,000 thereabout. They already have the executive when they recommended their Congress. These persons have their own ambition, and they said that was where the issue started from, and the issue legal. But thank God the national chairman, let me not go too far again, came on Friday, and Thursday, I was there. And the man have made it clear that he will resolve the issue. He have appealed to everybody. The governor will express what happened. Yes, the Squables expressed his own feeling. Yes, you don't expect an activist. For me, I'm a human rights activist. Even when I was a council, they always tell me that I don't talk like a politician. They love me because I don't behave like a politician. Because politicians don't go straight. Politicians tell you that this shirt is red, but you are seeing white, and it will also confuse you because on the other side is red. But for us, we say it the way it is, and you don't need to problem all the time. But for me, I don't care because I came there for my work and I'm doing what I'm doing. And the national chairman appealed to everybody. Let me tell you, in the stadium on that day, the chairman BOT was there. And these persons are spoken to Nigerians. They are spoken to Edo people. That our brother will bring them together. We will not lose anybody from the party. I'm appealing to them that they should shift their sway. Let us resolve this issue. Let me sit down with the government and resolve the issue. I've spoken by the national chairman at the BOT. I don't see any reason why my brother Godowike will begin to raise issues. No, you are disputing with the authority of the party. The party has spoken. Let's allow them to resolve this matter. We want to. I know he had presidential ambition, and for him because
did he tell him?
No, they have an ambition. We are part of his. You know,
has he told you?
He had presidential ambition, and the persons who are in structure here perceive they are loyal to him. To him, they have gotten a Edo State. When you have a sitting governor who is a governor like him, if Wike was to be in Edo State, these persons will no longer live in this state. The way he approach issue. Okay, let's sum it up, sir. Yeah. My own is that peace, because those of us who fought in APC, the same thing I was telling my people here when the lab of Washington, if I appeal today, let us resolve this issue. If you do not resolve this issue at the end of the day, you will see the way it's going to end. The power of a sitting governor cannot be overemphasized. Let nobody deceive you. They don't have the capacity to do it. The best bet is dialogue. Let us dialogue. Let everybody be happy. I will not be a party that you will just come and tell the people you came to me that they should go. Then we take everybody party. No, that is not the point. They are always saying that to get sentiment. Let me say this, sir. The former 2-times governor of Edo, Shibok Igbenegbu, is in this party. He's a member of PDP. How can you have former 2-times governor, you have General Abe, you have Senator Daisy Benjuma, you have Tommy Himi, you have all this leader, but somebody will tell you there will not be anything because you have the party executive. PDP, from what we know from the beginning, is leadership party. And if it's leadership party, the leaders can give directive. Kudos to the late Chief Adele. If Adele were to be alive, I don't think things like this will begin to happen because the man understands the process. The man will tell you this is the way we want to do it, and nobody will go against it, and it works for the party. So I'm appealing to everybody. My brothers who are championing this cause, please let them sit down with the governor and dialogue. The governor have called them the meeting 3 times, they did not show up.
Okay, let me get your perspectives on this.
It's not fair.
Fidelis, yeah. What do you think is the crux of this matter? Why is such an issue that is difficult to solve, despite several attempts and all the efforts being made?
I'm a member of the APC, but the only reason I can talk about it now is that majority of the people who are in PDP today were my friends who are not.
But you were once in PDP?
Oh no.
Okay.
I didn't know it's the new PDP.
There's only PDP. PDP is one. PDP is one, by the grace of God, we resolve our issues.
Okay.
There's legacy PDP and
you are the one making it.
yeah, that's what
we resolve our issues by His grace.
Yeah, no doubt.
We resolve our
have issues in APC, we'll resolve it.
We'll resolve it.
Sir, these issues is two-edged sword. When a farmer sells his seedling and it's time to now plant, he's looking for the seed. The farmer is a foolish man. When Governor Godwin Obaseki was coming to the party, PDP sold the yam seedling. With all due respect, His Excellency Governor Godwin Obaseki spent so much with effort to get that ticket. As he then was, the old PDP sold the yam and the seedling. And they are asking, is planting time now? They want to plant, no seedling. But again, the old PDP kept the CFO of their land. Yes, they kept it. And said, this CFO, we didn't give it to this man. And the government didn't know that they kept the CFO. The CFO is the structure of the party. Oh yes, they kept the CFO. Now, the old PDP wants seedling to plant planting and they can't get it because the governor is in Osadebe Avenue. Now, 2023 is coming. We need now to know who is the owner of the land. The CFO is with the old PDP. This is the issue. Up until we agree that, like he said, no old PDP, no new PDP will come together and agree. It's an unholy marriage, sir. And you know why it's an unholy marriage? The marriage was in a hurry. There was no fundamental agreement. Let me just get to this place and take up powers. And God helping him, he did and took up power. Sir, going forward, sir, I don't want to adumbrate on so many issues because I am from Edo State and I'm in Nigeria. I do not want issues to be that bad. Going forward, sir, APC at the national level, Squables, PDP at the state level, let us come together so that we can have a viable opposition at the national, and also for us at the state level, we can give them good opposition at the state level. I had a meeting with 3 of my friends yesterday, including myself, who wants to run for local government elections. But we are afraid because for my local government, I just take the house to the material to one hotel along the riverside and write results. But I have told them that we can cure this thing if Godwin Obaseki, as the system that had helped him against all us, he won as governor in Edo State. There's a way we can also have some local government in Edo State.
Yes, possible.
Going forward, sir, while I conclude, Edo State issue is almost vis-a-vis with what PDP in Edo State is almost the same thing that was happening in the national and APC. Everybody should look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture is Nigeria, And the bigger picture in Edo State is Edo people. Danobi, with due respect, even though you refuse to call his name, should look at the bigger picture of Edo people. His Excellency, the governor of Edo State, should look at the bigger picture of Edo people. Then he went further to talk about Wike, who called the deputy governor's name. I was in Makurdi with Eugene Okolise when Philip Shaibu was made the president of NAS. I have been a bit close to him. I will not. I didn't support what statement Wike made, but with all due respect, it is politicians' trademark.
Once, not all of them.
Oh no, everybody.
Not all of them.
Once the time has come, sir. Once the time has come, we make careless statement. Let me tell you, Wike will not apologize. Obaseki will not apologize. Philip will not apologize. It will linger on either naturally or it dies in separate.
Interesting.
No, it's true.
Interesting. But just to, get your more of your perspectives. People expecting that the appointment of civil commissioners in Edo State will reflect this harmonization. Would you say what you have currently reflects the harmonization?
Yeah, it's very clear. The party have harmonized. It's just that the Danobi and Obede Yama group were not part of the meeting. Matthew Oride is a member of what PDP now. I will not say that these people were not PDP members. Clifford Odia was member of the old PDP. From the Central District, it was this man Yakubu who submitted the list.
John Yakubu.
Yes, sir. As we speak now, sir, the former publicity secretary of the PDP in the state is a commissioner. Are you saying that one is not PDP member? So when they are saying that old PDP, are they having these people now to new PDP. To the new PDP. No, they should tell us. Because every time they raise this issue, I say no. That's why I told you there was faction. They didn't tell you there's no faction, but it's clear that there was faction. Now, these people have seen that, so let's do it this way. And the governor is still opening his hand. Let these people come together. He called the first meeting, they didn't show. He called the second meeting. That is why you see all this delay. The people will not see what was happening. The reason was, let us not make mistake. That it's not too late. Thank God, the national chairman have given us hope. These people are members of the party. These people will not leave the party. These people will sit down and this issue will be resolved. I preach peace, and I keep saying it. They do not say that we want to be combative, or to not say let it be war, let it be fight. They should know that if you want to go by battle, the gap is too wide. And me, I don't need that at this time. Because we need to rescue Nigerians. We are dragging here and there. You have money in your pocket, you cannot buy anything. Are we happy about it? What is the fight all about? Are you going to remain in power forever? Let us rescue this country. In rescue Nigeria, all of us must come together. If anybody wants to become a president, you need to work with everybody. So that at the end of the day, if you eventually become the candidate, people will not leave the other side. You are looking at those who vote for primary. What about the larger house? The one they voters, the electorate, should leave. Let few persons who have voting power, who are less than 1%, be the alpha and omega. Then the other does not bother you. Come on. It should bother you. It should bother you. So at the end of the day, when we finish the primaries, the larger members of the party will not put us together to reach out to other persons and vote for you. The issue of harmonization you wanted to ask, you see, it is just a common agreement. Yes, it's not in the constitution. We just wanted to, the governor appealed to them. Let us just bring in some of these persons so that they can have some sense of belonging. I don't think it's something that is wrong. It has happened before. It happened in the Cambodia and the last government.
Ordinarily, when we come up on an agreement, there should be harmonization.
Yes.
I support.
What is harmonization?
So that's where I'm going to now. If on harmonization, I could lose my seat as chairman of party, Philip Shaibu should also step down so that Pascal Bowman should be deputy governor. That's harmonization. Come down, sir. You see, Philip Shaibu is from my constituent. But let us be realistic. Harmonization has to be total. Don't take your own first. Having taken your own, you are now asking that we should harmonize later. chairman of my local government, with all due respect, Honorable Leslie Ebozoji, as I speak to you, there's another party chairman of the other side who knows his regular meetings, and you call that harmonization? Come on, sir. If you want to harmonize, a man who has been elected, like all the party structures in PDP, before His Excellency Governor Obaseki, that I respect so much, came in through the PDP to become governor. This party ESCO had already been elected for a period of how many tenure? 4 years.
4 years.
The same way Obaseki is elected for a period of 4 years tenure. And what you are telling me now is that Harrison, or Excellency is elected for 4 years, on the basis of harmonization, I should shield. Okay, beautiful. If the governor cannot shield, the deputy governor should be able to say, I resign, on the basis of what we are eating in the parlor, so that Pascal Gomez and anybody, including Fidelis, can become deputy governor from the other side. And that is what is called proper harmonization, sir, with due respect. You cannot sit tight on your office. Deputy governor, chief of staff, secretary, and others from the other side. And you expect a harmonization from the other side should give up some certain things. Oh, sir, if you are saying that you are not a Christian, you won't go to heaven. What I'm saying is this. No, it's true. What I'm saying is perfectly perfect, sir. If we are actually looking for harmonization, the agreement should be, take number 1, I take number 2. Take number 3, I take number 4. There's a game we used to play. If I say 1, you say 2. If I say 3, you say 6. That is what harmonization is, sir. What you people have done, sir. What people have done, sir. What people have done, sir. Is to have sit tight in office. They are taking the first class in governance. And they now started giving out crumbs, special advisor, commission. With due respect, I say it on national TV. Most of the commissioners they gave in this state was not in agreement with the old PDP. It was some of the old PDP that were gullible on the basis of affiliation, hunger, political appetite, or whatever. And they cannot point out to say, so person is so local government, like His Excellency, the Deputy Governor, said that he's in his own local government. And the commissioner, we also know what happened.
You see a big half.
Oh, yes, it is. What are you saying? What are you saying? Yes, sir. What we are saying is that when we are coming together, somebody is leading us. Danobi, with all due respect, led the old PDP, which is the legacy PDP. Don't change it. Where the governor, His Excellency Governor Obaseki, led the new PDP. So in every agreement, in the every local government, these two leaders must be put in picture. Otherwise, if you go through the back door and take Danobi's sister to become a commissioner, you have fouled the law. Because Danobi may be looking for his brother to become that commissioner, not his sister. So when you see, let us be very frank in this matter. And I'm afraid if I am still saying all this thing, but God knows that if you ask me about APC, the crumble in APC, I will also speak it the way it is. If a PDP wants to be one, they should go back to the drawing board and sit down and tell each other sorry.
So let me just quickly tell some issues.
I've been expecting.
He has the right to express his.
I have it. I've been expecting.
He has the right to express his.
I've been expecting you to react, but I'd like to get your understanding of harmonization in this context.
Neither what he has said is not harmonization. When you talk about the word harmonization, it's understanding of two people. Mm-hmm. You understand?
It's not equal sharing of positions.
It's understanding of two persons.
That understanding, what does it bring?
Yes. When before the election, I told you when I started, if you follow my analysis, somebody went to court that took us to River State. And there was agreement in that place too, that the two of them should go around. So you cannot be raising this issue now. Do we have insight into the content of the agreement? If there was no agreement, they will not come out happy. When people go for a meeting and they agreed, they come out openly and tell you we have agreed. We have raised up our hand. That means there have been an agreement. We have passed there. Now, after the election, the governor called everybody together. Where do we go from here? Like I said, the problem was that some persons already have their own agenda, and they already have an advantage because of the congress that was conducted by some section of the party. What me I'm saying that I'm not saying that it must be this way, but what I'm trying to explain is this: is that our people should not be saying that those who have been given appointment are not members of old PDP. You cannot say so. They are PDP members. Are you not saying Senator Olube is a PDP member? Are you saying that the ODI is a PDP member? If you are saying that, I'm on my floor. I'm on my floor. Sorry. I'm on my floor. I'm on my floor. They should also not ask people who have elected position at the ESCO line. I am coming there. Now they have called these people for meeting. And most of these meetings are not be honored. Not one, not two. So you cannot be talking to somebody who have not made himself available. Then the beauty now today is that the national chairman have come. Whatever is the grievances, the BOT chairman is not available, they will sit these people down, they will resolve the issue. I thought he told us I will just give him 1 week. That is going to resolve the issue and bring everybody together, that nobody is going anywhere. It is politics. These things are bound to be expected because of interest. Everybody had their interest. Absolutely. Those who are fighting now, they had their interest. The state chairman was brought in by this same group now. This same group brought in the state chairman of PDP. The state chairman of PDP, we are sitting down when this organization was done. And some of the ESCO, so it's not everybody. Some of the people you are talking about, some of them have already taken side. Some of them have also gotten an appointment. Some of them have come. But we cannot go this way. We want everybody to be on the same page so that when we are approaching the Rescue Nigeria mission, everybody will be together. That is the direction. I'm appealing to everybody. I know what we suffer from the APC. So combating is not the issue.
It's not the way out.
Fighting is not the way out. We must sit down to talk. I'm appealing to Chief Danobi and the Beria man in his group. Let them come to the table with the governor and national chairman. Let us resolve this issue. So that at the end of the day, the party will be a better place.
You wanted to add something?
I am very sure, as a veteran, the moment, the day, on was it first circular, the day the governor was given PDP card, he said, I am now the leader of PDP. If you have the clip, people have the clip.
Of course, he said it.
He said, I am now the leader of
PDP. That is the constitution of the party. That is the order of the party. So you have not said anything wrong.
Good. Now, I respect some certain level, okay, over 70% of your argument. I respect it. But the truth again that I want to say is that, for me, I'm not a member of the PDP.
You are not a member of our party. We must preach peace. So you cannot divide our party. So you commit our party must come together. I understand. No, you have a right. You have a right. You have a right. I am appealing to our people. I don't want you to aggravate the issue. Don't aggravate the issue. Our leaders will come together. Don't aggravate the issue. Our leaders will come together. I'm very sure our leaders will come together. I understand. Our leaders will come together. That's the truth. Please, our party will come together.
Can you allow me to do my job here, please?
No problem, sir.
Be calm. He has the floor. Yeah.
Mr. Harrison, sir. What is wrong cannot be right. What is wrong cannot be right.
To you.
Before the governor came on board, there is a constitutional elected party ESCO, otherwise called structure.
Yes.
I use the word constitutional. Then the governor came on board again, constitutional, elected governor and deputy governor. No other person, not even the secretary, the chief of staff, was elected. But in the 18 local governments of Edo State, 11 local governments, and it was in my local government, we had a structure legally elected, not constituted, elected for a period of 4 terms. But what the new PDP brought in that is legally elected is 2 people. You see, these are things some people have not been able to look at. The only thing, apart from that they brought their people to make sure they won the election, but the only 2 legal people that have 4 years mandate, except otherwise by impeachment or otherwise, is the governor and the deputy governor, not even the secretary, not the chief of staff or otherwise. Now, you are saying that over 4,332 people across the 18 local governments in Edo State should succumb to 2 people.
They are not up to that number. They are 2,000 something.
Okay, thank you. 2,000. Okay, let's say 2,000 people. Let's even say 1,000.
Not all of them. Majority of them
they passed through the Congress.
I understand. Some of them have already.
How shall I to start
with 4 years tenure.
Yes, I agree.
4 years
I agree.
Now the new PDP brought only 2 people with 4 years tenure. What is only expected is that these 2 people will come together and agree on something. And they agree on something. You should also recognize that there was a leader here and there was a leader here.
Yes.
When this leader comes up, let me tell you what the power puzzle will be. The power puzzle will be that how many people you get, how many people I get. I have 2,000 people, you have only one person after you, which is the deputy governor. With all due respect, calm down, sir. I am talking about elected structure.
The 4 chairman and the 4 executive are many of them.
No. As at then, as Lemo Jesua was
not the Jesua, but who is state chairman?
Oh no. Calm down, sir.
Okay, no problem.
Quickly, I go this point. Now, say, okay, yeah. I got the point here you were making.
The point is that the governor, as it were, in the PDP's constitution, though I never read and finish, say now be the leader of the party. That nobody should give him that respect. The governor should also reciprocate that respect.
Very.
That this man gave us the structure. In peradventure, let me tell you the fight. Make we know the idea here. The fight is that in peradventure tomorrow, PDP adopts an indirect primaries. All the elected ESCOs, Danobi will control them. And the new PDP will have nothing to control, or almost nothing to control. That is the fight. There is nothing.
So is there any way out?
The way out is that these 2 people who led these 2 groups should meet and discuss. Most times they like to discuss in Dubai and London, where we do not have the opportunity.
That should not be your business. When they discuss,
like I said, the way out is dialogue. Yeah. The national chairman have assured us, all members of the party, I want to appeal to them that we must come together. Okay. We must agree. The governor have opened the door. The national have taken over. The DOT was there. They will call everybody together. They will call everybody together. Both our leaders and they will call them together. The national will resolve this issue.
Okay.
And I believe
we're looking forward to that, gentlemen. I want to thank you for your time. Councillor Harrison is there, because it's always a delight to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And Fidelis is Higby. You're just firing on all cylinders. Don't go and put spanners in their works.
They want to scatter our party so that they can have a advantage. We will resolve our issues by the grace of God. They want to rescue Nigeria.
Please stay with us.